is the rematch of Raraland 2023 Grand Final and also the WGL 2019 Grand Final. It is Happy, it is Moon, it is two of the greatest legends that this game has ever seen. And we go to a legacy map that's introduced into the pool, and it's an overhauled version. They play on the new Turtle Rock. What's the difference? I think the difference is that we got from War 3 Champions this season benefit the Night Elves. Because usually, like for the past 20 years, we'd be saying, oh, Moon can't properly Ancient of War creep here on this map. But it is actually possible now on every starting position, not just the bottom left. Moon doesn't seem to know or wants to be a little safer against ghoul aggression. There's also changed creeps at the natural gold mines and different creeps at the between the starting positions. Plus, the pond is gone, so this position is not as choky anymore as it once was.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. That spot was way too narrow. Depending on what kind of army you had, you would always be getting blocked in there, can't get through, and then Warcraft AI, you know, everybody's twitching but not moving.
Lucky 13
That's gonna
with
help
the goats.
a lot indeed. But yeah, we're now down to only 2 red camps. To my shame, I must admit. Is it still the same item that gets dropped at the gold mine?
Yes, it is. It is. I think it is. There were troll berserkers before, now it's trappers or something. Like a minimal change that makes it so the overall level is like 2 or 3 levels lower than it was before. Yeah. That's why it's not a red spot anymore, but it's an orange spot. But yeah, the item is the same.
Way back when, we also used to have runes dropping on this map. Rune of the Healing Rune and the Rune of the Watcher at the shop, which gave permanent vision with a ward for all eternity that couldn't be destroyed. Man, I hated that ward. I'm so glad that one is gone.
To the chat, I did change my sound settings a little bit. Please let me know if the balance is alright, if me and Remo are at the same levels, and if the in-game is loud enough or too loud, you would be a great help. We got a lot of support coming in. Happy seems to have done his studies and going to his neighboring starting position already. No, jumping just from turtle to turtle. Moon on his track. Wisp not detonated, unfortunately. Hopefully not a sign that Moon is a bit rusty today.
Demon are going to start harassing here early. We like to see the early circlet. No slippers yet, no rings yet. Those would make for the great items indeed. Another gift sub comes in. Or rather, a resub, I mean. Thank you, Smokin' Now with the resub. Thank you, Worm Up with the resub. Getting in here, your subs just in time. Today's going to be a wonderful day with many of the best players in the world. I applaud your timing, everybody. We're still very much in the early game. Not much has happened yet. But it's not, I guess, the perfect start for Moon so far. Usually you would love to get level 2 quickly, harass the undead a bit, and you don't want to get surrounded.
Exactly. So, I think he has to play it on the verge a little bit. This means not too much creeping going on. Ancient of War also not moving, rather used as a defensive structure here. Feels like Moon is missing a bit of a step here in this early game, but I guess also his game plan is safety first.
You mentioned it earlier. I think that was a very important thing for the early game, the creep route. Nowadays, the orange camps with the ogres can be taken with Ancient of War in every position. Nice change there as well from the map makers. I think Moon just simply doesn't know about it. His early game could be way better if he crept 2 camps, gotten 2 items, was level 2 here, because this whole time, he doesn't even have mana burn.
Oh boy, and now he's surrounded. There is the detonate, but he's still hugging. Oh, Happy is hugging deep. And that is very, very likely to be a town portal. If we're not careful, get the B2W rip emotes ready. Not for now, though.
Okay, Demon gets out. The bonus HP helped out a lot here. Plus 6 strength on the demon. But it's going to cost a lot of moon juice here to heal up. It should be enough to get him back in the green. But it's not going to be nighttime forever.
That'd be sad. Or, I mean, for us gamers, it'd be great.
Alright, we are slowly getting to tier 2. Demon Hunter far from level 3. This is oftentimes an invitation for the undead to go for it. Dark Rangers, not the Dark Ranger, god damn it. So Liebman, you got my brain infected. It's of course the Naga that I'm talking about. And there it is for Happy. There she is, I should say. Moon gonna be going for the Naga as well, but not yet. Ooh, this could be a bit of a dangerous creep jack over here.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat when the broadcast starts out already, oh, Moon might have a chance, but I'm not getting high hopes. And this looks like the regular Happy domination. While Moon is pretty good against all the other undeads in the scene, the Labbies and the 1-2-0s and everyone below. Versus Happy, he seems to have a little bit of a mental block for the past 6 years, and it shows once again. But never...
Oh, I am on the ground. I like how that sounds, though. He had a little bit of a mental block for the last 6 years.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's still taking matches against him. It's not that he refuses outright to play. He's still trying.
I do kind of agree with that, though. I think we're thinking about the same game, WGL Winter 2019, where the grand final Happy kind of dominated Moon. And ever since then, it seemed to be a bit of a one-sided affair.
Yeah, he got a map at Rara, and he got the big fan support at Rara, so at least there's that.
And he's going to get the second ghoul kill of the game. So far, it's 2 for 1 kills. 2 ghouls for 1 archer. Happy's aiming for the Naga. That TP should be able to save her. A little bit late on the coil. Small mistake by Happy. That 1 ghoul could have been saved. And this is fine for Moon. I mean, his levels aren't looking great, but he only lost a single archer. He took out 3 ghouls, which is decent. And that is not as dominating of a start as we've seen many times by Happy. The craziest, scariest is always when Happy gets to creep well in the early game, have decent levels, maybe even get some kills on the archers, and not even lose any ghouls. That is an impossibility for most undeads in the world, but we've seen it many times by Happy before, and this time he couldn't achieve it.
Yeah, that is maybe part of Moon's game plan. Usually the elves are a bit egocentric and focus on their level 3 and their level 2 on the Naga, I'd say. Maybe Moon's game plan is, you know, I'm gonna hold you back. I sacrifice my own levels, but eventually I will get my level 3 somehow, and you might not, and then I'm gonna cut your head off.
Yang Fang with another 5 gifted subs. Thank you very, very much. Creeping is continuing here. DK getting close to 3. Same for the demon. Both probably not too happy. Big mana potion for the night elf and a pendant for the undead. I was sure Happy was going to sell this pendant, but he's keeping it.
Huh.
That is kind of rare to see these days, especially against mana burn maybe. Not the best. The efficiency can always be high if you also go for mana pots. So I wonder if Happy is going to try to look for that later on.
Naga inventory is looking good. She's just keeping them warm for the Lich. Of course, Happy will not play a game without a Lich anymore, I guess. This is now the new red spot here on Turtle Rock. You see, it is a Trapper instead of the Berserker. I remembered it correctly from 2.5 weeks ago. I'm a bit proud of my rotten brain. And it is also still the Robe of the Magi. Little bit more right-click damage for the Naga, which is fine. It's not an aura. But it's still good. Supply-wise, around the same. I'm really curious what Moon is doing now. Oh, we also see the new spot between the middle. No Gargantuan Sea Turtle anymore, but a Spider Crab Behemoth.
It's going to be a big item, by the way. There's 2 great items here. Talisman of Evasion and Ring +5. Is Moon going to get one of them? So important to get good items on the Demon Hunter. It's a Ring of Regen. Great in the early game. Not so amazing anymore. This means the Demon Hunter is decently equipped, but not amazing. Especially not having Rings of Protection could be a bit of a problem later.
Yeah, there is still the orange spot on the left-hand side, and maybe if he gets enough time, the shop? Because Happy is not going for an attack, right? I mean, we're at 9:30. Is he now? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, it's Doomsday for Moon.
Yeah, there's going to be a strong timing. Level 3 DK, level 3 Naga, full mana. Naga items are crazy, by the way. How is he going to spread these around? Putting some on the Lich, putting some on the Naga. Sharing the wealth. We like to see that.
We absolutely do. Now, Moon gets a big heal potion. That might help him a little in this fight. Interesting that he goes for consumable items over... over combat items. We got Kovacs. Thank you for the sub. And 10 gift subs by Eternal Illusion. Love to see you guys supporting today.
Alright, first real fight gonna start off now. In we go. Fork Lightning on one side. Happy's going for the Naga right away, but she gets away just barely, leveling up to 3. She might be out of the fight here, though, for the time being. Happy ignores the bears at the start, going for the squishier targets instead. And Moon's army seems to be discombobulated, not a real front line anymore. Happy seems to be getting the upper hand up until now. Looking for more kills on the Dryas as well. The DK is there with the block. No longer is the pond here. Perhaps still a death trap for the Dryad. Stops walking. Moon scrambling to get back home safe.
Yeah, speaking of that, how do you get the Naga back home safe? To be fair, there's no staff, there's no TP. She's just there all by herself. Was a good save in the beginning of the fight, but that's about it. Couple of frost arrows and rip. That will take almost 2 minutes to get her back. Good chunk of experience also to Happy. And yeah, Moon seemed a bit confused and caught off guard at the beginning of the fight.
Look at the blocks here. The next ride also gets taken out. Man, Happy's showing off again. Once he has his tier 3 upgrades, his tier 3 toys to play with, he is still so terrifying. The early game nowadays, certainly a little bit less impactful with the weaker ghouls, but give Happy his 50 supply army, and there's still a sight to behold. And zero hesitation, right? You remember from the early game, the TP is gone, a quick glance at the Naga, there's no potion on her, immediate with the Coil Nova focus. That's, of course, a big strength for Undead. Not just Coil Nova, but also the Orb for target fire and the fast Frenzy Ghouls to get to her. And that's going to give Happy a big lead here.
And the Orb of Annihilation from Destroyers to add to that as well. Moon is bent, but he's not broken. The Demon Hunter is level 4. He gets the tail end of Turtle Rock for creeping, as Happy's lining up the Reds for the north, of course, as well. So there is more potential for tankiness on the Demon Hunter, and maybe that brings him back with one strong fight and a high-level DH.
This Demon Hunter's gonna have a tough time, though, looking good in these fights. Check out that Lich now. Plus 25 on the Lich. Plus 5 on the Naga. That's not so scary, I guess, but also gloves on both, high attack speed. This is not an easy game for the Demon Hunter at all. At least he got the level 4. And he's got that heal potion, but he didn't have a chance to use it yet. It was everything else that was getting attacked.
That's right. Naga's back in 2 seconds. Pretty much perfect, but not part of the army. Same for the bear. We got a little bit of a sandwich here. And nuke on the Demon Hunter. Needs to burn and have it on cooldown. Focus fire on the bears makes them melt, but Moon's staffs are good so far.
There was no statue on the ground for a moment for Happy, but now one is coming into the fight again. The healing here is so good, and the front line for Moon seems minimal. The bears are all gone, the Demon Hunter still being ignored by Happy until finally now, and now the target fire stacking up. Demon dropping low immediately, needs to go for the heal potion. Coil though, still in trouble. Staff on cooldown, and a kill on the first hero for what might be game 1.
Oh my, this big heal potion was barely even noticeable. It saved him for 2 seconds and then he was back to the status quo. B to W rip, of course. Happy's Destroyer micro here looking superb. But yeah, both fights that we've seen was not the greatest position for Moon. Happy takes him out. The favorite prevails with as little of a chance as he had in the past 3 years.
Yeah, this was a great execution once again by Happy, especially in the late game. We have seen more incredible, more bulletproof early games. Again, this was 3 ghoul kills early. That's normally a good early game, but against Happy, it seems like you need a bit more. It seems so far from the games we've seen on this map, which have been some, but not that many. It is looking like one of the hardest expansion maps, especially in the new map pool. So I think Expos here pretty unlikely. Might just be a 1 base versus 1 base game once more. In that case, Demon Hunter should be expected. Can we hope for a fast level 3 Demon maybe this time? That could go for a different outlook than in the early game.
Yep, I very much agree with you. That's the characteristic of this map. This is why it's played many times against human as well. You can't expand here. I wanted to give a 10% chance to a Warden, because I think level 3 is definitely doable here. And that should be the big strength of the Demon Hunter as well. I want to see faster levels, higher levels, more roaming, more burns, and for once, less Coil Nova.
Acolyte gonna be on the lookout. If I saw that right, the Acolyte hasn't found any critters yet to then turn into skeletons. This might mean Happy is indeed pretty unfamiliar with this map. It is not on Battle.net, that's for sure. So Don't know how much he's been playing this.
Dude, I didn't even think about it. You're right. It's not on Battle.net. And Happy is only playing on Battle.net. And maybe KK to farm the money they award every 2 months or whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's on KK.
That's a good question. I actually don't think so, but I couldn't say with certainty. Well, Acolyte Pull saw the Ancient of War creep, so this is a pretty normal opening so far. Happy gonna try to begin creeping as well, going out with 2 ghouls, and then a tier 2 tech should soon begin.
That would be the norm indeed. Happy is, in comparison to 1-0 and Labyrinth, not been a huge fan of that tier 1 expansion versus Night Elf. He's also not doing ghoul pulls. He's never gonna do tower rushes, that's for sure. He's been a tier 3 expansion friend. I think Happy's decision making in this matchup is very twofold. Like, either you go for the push at 9 minutes 30 and you kill your opponent there, or you expand at like 10 minutes when the early game wasn't great. And I think at the later stages, tier 3 timing and expansion is definitely doable, even here on Boulder Vale. But it seems like it's all down to the Demon Hunter to make or break the game.
Yeah, sometimes we see some early expos as well on Happy if the map is really, really good for it. Especially, of course, Echo Isles. But in this map pool, we don't have Echo Isles. On LR, you can get away with it as well, but normally the Happy doesn't do it either. I would love to know what kind of game we would get on Shadowed Exile. I love that map in general. It's my new favorite map, but not sure if we're gonna get to see it here.
Over Twisted?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
That's crazy talk, Remo. Okay.
Bro, it has an assassin mercenary. It's got a high priest mercenary, baby. And it's beautiful. It's got runes. It's got colorful runes, baby.
It got the
it's
bells.
Like sparkles. And it's got the bells. Bells. Dude, 1 or 2 weeks ago, I was casting a game. And I noticed the bells as so often. And then I was like, hey, chat, let's pay attention to how often these bells toll. Is it every 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever? And then, I swear to God, the rest of the game, there wasn't a single bell anymore.
I was there, dude. It was so confusing. I was with you, like, come on, man, just give it to him. But nope, no bells. We're gonna observe that throughout the broadcast. That's for sure. Thank you, Reeve, for the 52 month, and it's ramen time as well for the Prime sub. Much love, much love. Happy's pulling the ghouls during the tech, trying to cause some trouble. Moon with mana burn and immolation this time. No evasion, which is great, and a ghoul kill for pretty much free.
Yeah, 1 ghoul for 1 archer. 1 archer did end up going down in the main base. I would say that favors the Night Elf in general. For the late game as well. Of course, ghouls are better there, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that. You want to make sure you have some archers left in the mid game. You don't want to lose all of them, because then creep pit is super slow. Because the undead is always going to have some ghouls, can always use them for creeping. So it's not like it's just pure 1-for-1 is good. For example, if you lose all your 3 archers for 3 ghouls, I guess that's pretty bad. But 1-for-1, I think that's fine. So far, honestly, nothing dramatic has happened yet.
Listen to this guy trying to bring nuance into a Warcraft cast. We all know it's just about the Demon Hunter and just about Coil Nova, and that's all we care about, right, chat?
And we care about when he's gonna die. Get your B2W rips ready. We only actually had 1 on map 1. Happy ignored the demon for a long time. He targeted the Naga earlier, as we remember, when the TP was missing. But this time the TP has been retained, so that can be used once again for a crucial save.
Yal Kapaska! Thank you for watching us for 5 streams straight. We got the Naga by Happy. Pretty much default, right? It's not like he's in a great position to go for tempo. Then the Lich could always be an alternative, because it's just strong in the late game if you have a higher level Nova. But Happy values Naga and Frost Arrow more than that.
Yeah, interesting. The norm that we saw the most was indeed to be aggressive, but there's another benefit. You get her out way faster than the Lich, and you can try to maybe snipe items that are crucial. Happy took 1 here. It was a Belt of Giant Strength. These are definitely not ideal items. HP items is not what you want on the undead side, because normally it's always the ghouls or the fiends getting attacked, while the Demon Hunter loves being tanked up, because he's going to be eating that focus fire. For the undead, it's a different story.
We got that evasion on the demon. That is lovely. Full skill build unlocked. By the way, there was a nice little comment from chat saying Happy knows the map from all the randoms tournament, which is absolutely absolutely true and something that we forgot. So shout out for that. Moon on the way to tier 3. Happy on the way to tier 3. Happy is slightly ahead. But the levels look a lot better for Moon, especially Demon Hunter. I think the skill build looks a lot better than before. And it's still quite like 2 minutes before Happy can march across. So a bit of creeping. Moon gets the bigger one at the shop and also access to an Invo Potion maybe. Naga Subi Mask, nice. But I don't see anything special by Moon just yet.
Coming in now for Creepjack. Would love to pick off some ghouls here, especially if there's Dryads getting into range. But doesn't quite get his hands on him. Good mana burns though still. Happy now completely out of mana. And Moon even gets the rest of the camp. Moon has a little bit of an experience lead here.
Not bad, not bad. Fork Lightning unlocked as well. DK completely dry, as you said. Only now starting the Frenzy and Destroyer upgrade. Moon moves his Ancient into position for the red spot. Or is he running away from the mercenary camp? I'm not too sure. Could be a little bit of both. But he definitely should have the time. Happy is giving him the time. And if you're not in the Night Elf base by 9 minutes 45... you're kind of wasting time, or at least you give the Night Elf more time to catch up, and then it's not going to be as easy as on map 1.
Yeah, this is great creeping by Moon. He's going to get level 4 or close to level 4 before the first real push. The next item here being picked up, Medallion of Courage. It's decent for the Naga, I guess protects her a little bit as well. Demon Hunter is decently equipped, similar to the last map, but not amazing. On the previous map, we saw how tough it can be if you don't have Rings of Protection. Those, again, he doesn't have.
I thought you'd say he's decently equipped just like me. But no, let's not get there. Happy has a very, very, very rough time creeping this red spot, dude. Lightning Shield on the big Furberg hurt the ghouls a lot. Second Lightning Shield on the Naga made it so that Happy almost denied something and had to micro against the Lightning Shield. So not as clean and fast as Moon, and the 5th race is looking better and better.
Field Life expansion attempt coming up by Moon. It takes a total of 3 minutes. Happy saw it immediately. Great game sense there. Apparently, Happy has been playing a pretty passive series so far. We've seen that a lot from several undeads on the new patch. It seems like ghouls nowadays, before Frenzy, really don't do that much anymore. So it's a passive early game, passive mid game that we've been seeing from plenty of undeads, and Happy seems to be following in those footsteps.
Man, if I had a Prime sub for every time you mentioned the ghoul balance change, I'd be living in a mansion at the Alster here in Hamburg.
Oh, it's I've been hearing it a lot as well. I've not just been saying it. It's been the talk of the town. Shout out to Say So. I think he subbed earlier. He's been talking about it a lot as well. Well, actually, he didn't. I got that confused. Sorry.
Say So said if you put a beaver on your head, you got big success with women.
I gotta try that out in the next life. We have the next fight here, the first one of the game. It seems Happy looking for snipes early on. Coil Nova against the Bears. Demon Hunter looking damn good here with level 4, and now also a Healthstone. Happy again ignoring the Demon Hunter, going for the squishier targets. Scroll the Beast is popped, and there is no Dispel here to get rid of it. Or actually, I should say some Dispel only.
Nice coil on the Lich, keeping that one alive. Unlike Moon with his Bears, we don't have a staff, we don't have an orb. This fight a little bit too early for Moon, and it shows. The levels are fine, the inventory is fine, but the army not too great, and without an orb of Venom, this is not competitive at all.
Yeah, Happy absolutely smashing this fight. The master of the 50 supply, army battles as so often. This is what he does better than anybody undead. Any other undead in the world is what I wanted to say. And yeah, it looks like just night and day. Moon, he had a good early game. Was he a bit overconfident? He fights without the orb and the staff, as you say. And he went for the expansion early. Also kind of a sign of confidence. You could perhaps call it overconfidence. That one is going to get punished by Happy right here, right now.
Yeah, I don't see high chances for Moon to get his investment back from this tree. Maybe he thinks, okay, I have to cut every single corner there is and try to be as greedy as I possibly can be to stand a chance against this monster. But eventually, this wasn't enough. He's 26 food down. Now gets an orb. This is his last chance. If he doesn't force a town portal here, which there even isn't, if he doesn't win this fight here, it's over.
The army is laughably small now. The Demon Hunter finally getting focused now that he's almost alone. We only have 2 Dryades and a Bear on the field. Certainly not enough to save the expansion. That Tree of Life is just a 400 gold hole in the ground.
RIP! I guess the chances of winning for Moon weren't high to begin with here for the first one. Against Focus, he got more than a chance. Against Fortitude, he's been really competitive. But yeah, the almost 6-year misery. I mean, there was a win during the Fire Lord meta, but apart from that, 6-year misery for Moon will continue here, and Happy on a victory lap.
Moon is trying to stay even in supply. So far, that's working out. Happy not considering an expansion. He's just creeping up more and more. He needs to get those statues to work. His mana indeed is low, but that's the only real concern that he has at the moment. Taking another big camp. Book of the Dead found here. Might be a cell as well, as Moon is looking for his level 5 Demon Hunter. We've seen that level turnaround games in the past. I think that's the last chance that Moon is banking on right now.
Yeah, and I wonder where he's supposed to get that. The map is empty in this one base situation. Destroyer roaming. If that can be intercepted with the Dryad, but no, Happy is too smart for that and not greedy enough to follow that Wisp. No second expansion on the left-hand side. Moon is pretty much all in. But yeah, Happy has a big bank and he can push into 60 at any given time. He can stock up on items at any given time. And what's there to fear right now if you're Happy?
Bears, maybe? Because
Bears?
he's going for a Temple of the Damned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've seen that sometimes by Happy, especially when he has expansions and the game slows down a lot. Happy trying to go for Banshee Master Training, steal the Bears. Very strong if it works out. It's going to take a long time to get to, though, and also a lot of lumber.
I mean, Curse is good, but can easily be dispelled. Anti-magic helps against poison. Happy strikes me as a player who doesn't spend more time on maps than absolutely necessary, so I'm a bit surprised that he's going for that long tech tree. But you know what? If this fight goes Happy's way, that temple might mean nothing in the end.
Moon hasn't scouted it yet. How should he? Oh, there's a Dryad here who was indeed scouting, but didn't see the back of the base. Only saw the front of the base. Happy, in fact, made the temple way in the back, where it's going to be hard to be spotted. Against Banshees, indeed, the last thing you want to make is bears. What you need is mountain giants. So far, there's no indication that Moon is looking towards those.
Yeah, we've seen it in Happy versus Life games a lot. Life, of course, a bit more competitive against Undead than Moon is. Or against Happy specifically, I should say. And then you end up in a situation where Happy has the upgraded Banshees, and then Life had to kill 4 of his bears for the greater good, because dead bears are better than bears in Happy's hands.
Oh, Moon just figured it out somehow. He's going for the MG upgrades. He canceled the Ancient of Wind. Happy with a second temple. The jig is up now, but it's a long tech tree to get to for the Night Elf.
Well, the depth upgrade is done. Second temple is coming. Third attack upgrade is also done. Was about to say, like, if you just look at a couple of numbers, then it looks somewhat even. I mean, hero levels are somewhat even. Supply is even. Even the resources are even. But yeah, Happy has a huge lead in upgrades, and also the next tech tree about to be unlocked. So this is where all his resources went. Not sure if that was the right call. He's giving Moon quite some time.
And Moon could try to pressure here a little bit, at least throw out a couple of mana burns. Right now, Happy's army is kind of weak. It's going to be getting a lot stronger, though. So Happy is investing heavily into Banshee tech, obviously, as we can see. This means that these 3 bears will be close to useless. That's 12 supply. How much can Moon build? Can these MGs bring the salvation?
He got 1,200 gold, man. I'm really surprised the game is in the state that it's in right now. Master Training, is done in 20 seconds. And Moon has to realize that it's done in 20 seconds. You can, of course, keep the bears in the base as like healers or pre-buff a little bit. In the fights, I mean, is it really a difference if you kill the bears yourself or if they're there for 2 seconds and then get Fog Lightning Nova and right-clicked? It's like a 5-second difference.
We're still sitting at 50 supply here. This could still go a long way. This could be like the X-Lord special, where it's just going to mine out the main base and only then produce. I'm a huge fan, by the way, when playing Banshees, also to go for Wagon Disease Cloud. Really good damage against Dryads and Mountain Giants. Happy, of course, doesn't want to take the fight here. Those Banshees are not yet ready. Nothing's going to go down. But now we break. We're not waiting until 21 minutes. Happy now in upkeep.
Yeah, the wagons, you should definitely watch more Sheik, or even more Sheik, and also say so. Like in tier 2 undead territory, below the top 3, that's been really prevalent. We see a lot more Gargs there, a lot more Worms there. And then the air army gets paired with Tri-Hero, of course, and wagons with Disease Cloud, as you suggest and say. So great undeads think alike, I guess.
Happy spending his money here on Fiends and Banshees. The downside of Wagons is they don't benefit from the upgrades that Happy heavily invested into. 3-2 is kind of crazy. Moon has to make sure he's somewhat even. He's got 1-2, which is also good. Getting Wellspring now as well. They're going to be very valuable when a push comes towards his main base. Mountain Giant's going to have 10 armor here. That's pretty damn good.
It is pretty damn good. Doesn't help against spells, but you don't want to nuke them anyway. Wonder how hard he's investing into this. No Ancient of Wind might still cause trouble. Wonder if the anti-air is enough. Demon Hunter is still so close to level 5. But Happy is not bringing in the ghouls, so there's no easy kill for that important level 3 mana burn.
Have you ever seen anybody take out the rock chunks on this map, by the way?
Yes, one player I think it was Sheik this weekend. But apart from that,
Yeah, me neither. I've never seen this before. They're still holding indeed. Happy, though, is not pushing. Not holding, he is pushing. And not going for the wagon. Wagon is not that cheap. One wagon plus Disease Cloud is 340 gold. But it could be thousands of damage over the course of the game. I'm saddened once more that Happy is not going for the wagon. Yeah,
it's really cool zone control that we see from the tier 2 undeads. Really strategic plays. You move the wagon forward, you spread the Disease Cloud so that the Night Elf has to walk through it. And then it's like it's like every unit has a negative ring of regen, basically. So it can be very, very powerful. Happy not a fan of that. I am a fan of Doodle5. Great nickname and 5-month resub.
Demon is still scouting. There's an Acolyte moving to the gold mine right now. Oh, and Moon saw it. Ooh. That is a big tell. This points towards the fact that Happy wants to expand and not just go all in.
I'm so confused by Happy's play in the past 10 minutes. I thought he could just easily kill Moon. Happy thought differently, and now he finds himself in a situation where the game is a lot harder than the mid-game suggests.
Yeah, I guess it's easier for us to see the lead that Happy had. He was up at 20 supply at some point. If he had known that, I think the easiest way to win this game would have been to just expand and then win from 2 bases. He is now expanding as well, but Moon has built a huge army with lots of gold still.
Okay. Are we ready now? Moon was investing his resources very, very well. The ghouls are in now. No immolation. There was a reskill. Good block by Happy. Demon Hunter down to 50%. And no level 5 kill there is. We are fighting at Moon's home turf now, making the Moon Worlds very accessible for now. But it's of course also great zoning, as if Moon is threatened in his main, he can't go to the enemy's expansion.
These double staffs might be very important for the beginning of the fight. Happy falling back to the shop, going for another heal scroll. Happy's lumber now very low. He had these ghouls active the entire time, which means no chance for Disease Cloud, sadly. And Moon now at 90 supply. Going from a 20 supply deficit to a 10 supply lead. Moon's chances might be looking better and better.
That's right. We got double heal scroll, we got double invo potion, so that's a lot of value in items that Happy has. But this is tricky, man. It all depends still a little bit on the anti-air. I'm still curious if Dryad, Demon Hunter, Naga is enough for that. But if it is, and if the destroyers have no mana, this is a winnable situation for Moon. Oh, he still has bears, by the way. I don't like that.
Oh, one is very far forward. That almost led to a possession. One ghoul goes down. Level 5 Demon Hunter. There it is.
Rebuffed with Reju, being nuked right away. There's a health stone that he can consume if he clicks the button in time or goes for the staff. So far, no possession. Lots and lots of curse. Oh, Book of the Death of the Naga. Invul Potion stays in the fight. Possession coming in. 1 bear, 2, 3 more. Oh my god, there's no staffs ready. All the bears belong to us.
And that is so good for Happy right now. The roar would be great. The Reju would be great. The statues can be healing the bears at the same time. The bears also great against the MGs, of course. The Banshees pay off, and the bears backfire hard.
And that's why you kill them off when you're at 80 before you burst into 90. Yeah, he basically handed Moon the hard counter, Happy the hard counter for the MGs that he worked so hard for on a silver platter. But also nice by Happy, forcing the first staff, forcing the second staff, patiently waiting for that very moment, then going for the possession. And if you find yourself in that situation, like you can't kill Banshees that fast, especially when Fork Lightning isn't available. Brilliant play by Happy, and a huge lead now.
Yeah, and now the strong Undead army is reinforced by some of the strongest units in the game. Bears are crazy good units. They have Roar, they have Reju, that's pretty damn sick. They have great damage as well, but you can't coil them. So maybe Moon can take him out at least.
Hopefully. Oh boy. 80 food. Moon's still trying to catch up with his beloved Dryads. Mana by statues and destroyers is actually really bad.
Yeah, mana seems to be running low everywhere. Remember, the staff here is not going to lead to safety. It's going to lead right to the next door Tree of Eternity. Moon has to keep that in mind. Holding on to the health stone still. MG, first one goes down. That's big experience as well. Another Nova. The Demon Hunter is never allowed to really go into the fight. Whenever he's in range, he's getting focused.
If he can burn at least, that'd be great. Mountain Giant almost taken out. Fiend shots always follow and get the kill. Level 5. Moon only at 5.2. That shows you how little he killed in this fight. Happy, almost flawless. Still standing tall at 76. Getting new Banshees in. Getting new statues in. The Mountain Giants are disrupting the fight quite nicely, though.
How much longer are we going to have them, though? Happy's bears have finally been eliminated. The bears truly now all extinct. And Happy is once more sitting on a 20 supply advantage.
Re2 upgrades on both sides. The Tree of Eternity is in jeopardy. That would also mean no more unit production, or basically no more unit production, and no accessibility of potions. We can't even think about Demon Hunter Metamorphosis here, so that's something Happy doesn't have to worry about. Can he finally create some space for the Demon Hunter to lay in the damage?
Banshee Curse overtaking the Dispel ability by the Dryads. They don't have enough mana to deal with all of this. And Happy's he's breaking through here. It seems clear at this point. The regen from the statue is so good. Many of them out of mana, but Happy has a total of 4, so he should be looking decent still.
I agree. Mountain Giants also not known for their big damage. 1/3 of the attacks constantly miss on the demon. Here comes the nuke. No Nova, unfortunately, and no Frost Armor, which has been a great defensive spell for Happy this entire game. And Moon realizes, boy, you're still better than I am.
Happy playing, I guess, a little bit more defensive of a game that we saw most of the time against Night Elves in recent memory, but still successful. Happy still has a winning ticket. It is his tier 3 micro ability. Game 1 executed with superiority.